Hello everyone, my name is Debbie Jones-Snyders and I'm from the Hopedale Presbyterian Church. I'm delighted to welcome children and families to our church school lessons and crafts. And our story today is Man Lowered Through the Roof, or Jesus Heals a Paralyzed Man. And this is adapted from Mission Bible Class with images by Sweet Publishing, access through free Bible images. We have two coloring pictures for you today, and we have two crafts. And one is a paralyzed man on a mat, and the other is a paralyzed man slider. So you can use the slider to tell the story. And then we also have a variety of other activities for you. So our story, Man Lowered Through the Roof. When Jesus came to a house in the city of Capernaum, many people wanted to come and listen to him. So many people came to the house to hear him preach that the house was so packed with people that there was not even room to stand inside. Some people even had to stand outside and listen through the doors and windows. One man that wanted to come and hear Jesus was very disappointed. This man was paralyzed and could not walk. 4 of his friends had to carry him on a mat. The man and his friends could not get inside the house where Jesus was preaching. But the 4 men did not give up. They were determined to get their friend inside that house to listen to Jesus. What could they do? Houses in those days had flat roofs that were made of clay and straw. They usually had stairs on the outside so people could climb on the roof to get some fresh air. The men had an idea. Maybe they could somehow get inside the house through the roof. So the men climbed on to the top of the roof, carrying the paralyzed man. Then they started pulling off the clay and the straw to make an opening. The men kept pulling off clay and straw, and soon the hole became as big as a man. Now it was time for their plan. The people inside must have been very curious to see a hole appear in the ceiling. They could probably see blue sky from inside the dark house. Soon something started appearing through the hole. It was a mat with a man on it. The man's friends lowered him down through the hole so that he ended up right in front of Jesus. Jesus was impressed by all the trouble these men had gone to get their friend inside the house. He knew they must really want to hear the words he was saying. When Jesus saw their great faith, he said to the paralyzed man, "Young man, your sins are forgiven." The man must have been happy to hear Jesus say that his sins were forgiven. But even though this man was happy, there were some people who were not happy at all. The teachers of the law were always watching Jesus and checking to see if he made mistakes. They did not speak out loud, but they thought to themselves, "Why does this man say things like that? He is saying things that are against God. Only God can forgive sins." These teachers of the law only thought these things. People cannot hear thoughts that we have. People can only hear words that we say out loud with our voice. Only God can know what we are thinking before we speak the words. But Jesus is different from other people. What a shock to these men when he said to them, "Why are you thinking these things?" Which is easier? To tell this paralyzed man your sins are forgiven? Or to tell him, stand up, take your mat, and walk? Watch me now. I will prove to you that I have the authority on earth to forgive sins. So Jesus said to the paralyzed man, I tell you, stand up, take your mat, and go home. Immediately the paralyzed man stood up, he took his mat, and he walked out, while everyone was watching him. The man was happy. First, his sins had been forgiven, and now he could walk. All of the people were amazed and praised God. They had seen a miracle take place. Jesus must have the power of God. Everyone was saying, we have never seen anything like this. We've never seen anything like this. And what about the man's friends? If they had not had faith, they would have given up. They might have left without finding a way to bring their friend to Jesus. And how about you? Will you be the kind of person that will bring your friends to hear about Jesus? So we have a number of activities for you depending on your age level, ability, and interest. You'll need to print the templates, and there are some coloring pictures for you. 2 of them. And we have 2 crafts. The first one is a paralyzed man on a mat. And you can see, here he is paralyzed, and here he is healed. In order to make this craft, you will need 2 craft sticks. You will need either construction paper or felt. You will need a paper fastener, some glue, some scissors, things to color with. And so the first thing and the template, of course. So you will need to print the template. And there are 3 here. You really only need 1, but you could make 3 if you wanted. So first, color the template. Color the man and cut him out. Cut out a piece of construction paper or felt. Glue the craft sticks on. Then get one of these paper fasteners and you need to stick a hole through the mat. And I did that with the paper fastener, but you might need to use a pencil or get some help. And then you attach the paralyzed man to the mat. So put it through, bend the end parts back, and then you can tell the story of how the paralyzed man was healed. And here he is healed. The second craft is the paralyzed man slider. And you can see that you can tell the story. The slider goes down like this. And there the man is healed. Oops, the pieces came out. back in here. Okay, so there you have the paralyzed man slider. So you can, what you'll need to do this is you will need to print the template. And you will need things to color with, scissors. Yeah, color with and scissors, essentially, is what you'll need to do. So once you've colored your template, you'll need to cut the two pieces out. So there's this strip. So the bolt would be cut along the bold lines. And you'll need to cut this piece out as well. So cut up and around and down here. Notice that there are dark lines over here where the house is. So you want to cut that piece, that piece, that piece, that piece. So there are 4 areas where you cut slits. You may find it tricky, so I actually used tiny scissors for the slits. And once you have the slits cut through, then you basically, you're going to need to fold where the dotted line is here on this strip, fold on the dotted line here so that you can better fit the strip through the house. So when you're at the top of the story here with the man on top of the house, you see the back part is folded so that you can easily then, the bottom part is folded, and then you can easily move the slider. And tell the story. So we have other activities for you as well. We have some crosswords for you. Word search. Actually, a couple word searches and a maze. We have a word scramble, and there's a secret message here. I have given you the answers, but you want to try it without the answers. There's also an anagram, and there's some coded words. You can figure out the words from the numbers. This week, remember Jesus forgives sins and he heals. Let's all make good friends and be good friends to others. Tell your friends about Jesus. Have a great week.